Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. A Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes, the platform powered by GameCoin. We'll tell you much more about them. Of course, we get all of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube and tagged on Facebook. Okay, y'all, we'll get going here this morning. We're running a few minutes late, so my apologies for that. But a lot going on, man. The New Orleans Saints, they're interview list keeps growing. Now they have formally requested an interview with Kliff Kingsbury. There was a little will they or won't they yesterday, which is interesting because you see these reports and then so like it's kind of interesting how you follow this. So like there's national media and there's local media that cover the team with these reports. So if a national media member reports that the Saints are going to interview a candidate, chances are that's coming from the NFL, an NFL source, or the candidate themselves, right? And then when the local market reporter refutes it, that's a source coming from within the team telling that local reporter, hey, we're not interviewing that guy. So, or we haven't requested that. Excuse me. So, but it's interesting. So on Wednesday, I think Josina Anderson, who's a national NFL reporter, reported that the Saints and Bears were going to request to interview Kliff Kingsbury. Well, somebody locally told Matthew Paris, well, the Saints, no, we're not doing that or haven't done that. And so puts out there that per source, they're not interviewing Kliff Kingsbury. Well, today, the Saints have formally interviewed to request Kliff Kingsbury. So my silly season rule, consider everything, believe nothing. So I think you could do far worse than Kingsbury. He has been a really good quarterbacks coach, and he's been a good offensive coach, and he was a good head coach in the NFL. His teams had success. He went from 5 wins to 8 wins to 11 wins in Arizona, and then Kyler Murray tore his ACL. They got bounced in the playoffs, and then they face planted the next year while Murray was coming off the ACL. So and they fired him, which I mean whatever. But he's working with Jaden Daniels, Coach Caleb Williams in college at USC, Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M back in the day, Kyler Murray at Arizona. And maybe the thing that gets me most excited about the possibility of someone like Kliff Kingsbury is that would definitely signal a change of quarterback because Derek Carr don't do what Kliff Kingsbury wants his quarterbacks to do, flatly. So that would signal, man, give him Spencer Rattler, see how that would look, Okay. Also, I got there on the in the description, 2 LSU baseball Tigers have left the team. This was sort of out of necessity. So LSU was at 43 players. The roster number is 40. So Devin Sheeran, who tore his ACL, he'll redshirt this year, so he won't count against the roster number. And then Trenton Lape, who was the number 3 player in the state in 23, redshirted last year. Trenton Lape will go JUCO, and then Trevor Schmidt is back at Fullerton College. So Trevor Schmidt, we told you about him. He's the guy who Jay signed him in Arizona but never got to coach him because that was the season that Jay left Arizona to come to LSU. So Jay signed him in Arizona but never got to coach him. Schmidt went to Fullerton College, not Cal State Fullerton. This is Fullerton College. And in 26 games last year, hit a dozen bombs and hit 365 or something like that. So he was supposed to be your big power hitting first baseman because everyone thought Jared Jones was leaving. Well, Bear Jones decides he's coming back to school, and now a guy like Schmidt's a little bit lost in the shuffle, was here in the fall, but now obviously they need to get within numbers. So it makes sense for him, here with another year of eligibility to go where he's going to play. So he's going back to Fullerton College. All right. Y'all please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We're glad to have you all aboard with us here. Shout out to Brock and Parrish. Oh, real quick. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it if you could help us. So there, the Best of Baton Rouge voting is open, and Parish Construction and Roofing has been nominated for Best Roofing Company. So I'm going to drop the link. This takes, I mean, literally less than 30 seconds. The link is in there. You hit Home and Garden, and then Roofing Company, and then just select Parish, and you could vote every day, and I would greatly appreciate it. Obviously, we launched Parish, officially in May, so we're still relatively young, right? And it would be amazing notoriety and awareness for our company if we could win something like that. So would absolutely be so grateful. You don't have to enter, or, you don't have to there's a pay to enter. They're not going to hit you with any subscription or anything like that. It's just like a online fan vote. So can I just drop the link? I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it if you could take like less than 30 seconds. Just click that link, hit Home and Garden, Roofing Company, select Parish Construction and Roofing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's get going here. Hey, Sean, good morning. Has cold plunging made you handle cold weather easier? That's a good question. So last night I was taking out the trash and it was so cold. I was like, God, this sucks. And I was like, hold on, just like take a second. So, when you get into the cold plunge, it's just like you just kind of settle into it. And so I was doing that last night when I was outside taking out the trash. And I was like, oh, this actually works. I'm like, no kidding. So actually, kind of. Hey, Jacob, good morning. Jingle Day. I don't know what day it is. Nope. Tom's got you beat, dog. There it is. Eric, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Some person, Saints seem to be interviewing all retreads. Well, here's the thing. Well, not exactly. Mike Kafka's one they've requested. Aaron Glenn they've requested, who hasn't been a head coach. If they haven't yet, they're going to request Ben Johnson. So I think just a part of that, Joe Brady's not a retread. They've requested that. So it's not all retreads. But part of that symptom is just there's only so many coaches, and sometimes you try to look for guys with coaching experience. Belichick got fired in Cleveland before he went to New England. So sometimes it happens that way. The guys are as good or better in their second stint. Pete Carroll, was a retread when the Seahawks hired him, and he ended up going to a couple Super Bowls and winning one of them. So I just happen to think that I just happen to prefer the Saints hire a young offensive coach. That's what I would prefer to see. Taylor, good morning. Jason H., good morning. John, good morning. How's Drew? He's good, man. Thank you for asking. Thrilled to be back at school this week. Hey, Brett, good morning. Christian, good morning. Anybody you're particularly excited about for the head coach for the Saints? Any coaches that have popped up as being interviewed you're surprised about? I would tell you, so young offensive-minded coaches. Ben Johnson's the one that would be my preference. I don't know that they're going to get him. I think Joe Brady, Kliff Kingsbury would kind of check the box. I am not as excited about the possibility of Mike Vrabel or somebody like that. I know that's kind of a big name in this cycle, but that's not one that I would be super pumped about. Thomas, Connor Moore would be an excellent pickup. Yeah, so Connor Moore is the offensive tackle from Montana State. And he went in the portal yesterday, and LSU is, I'm told, interested and trying to get him to come for a visit. So that would be another offensive lineman. Like LSU wants to add an offensive tackle. They want to add a safety and an offensive tackle. So I think they are making sure they cover all their bases in case if the silence that they have don't come through. Hey, Dustin, good morning. Watching from Abu Dhabi. Okay, that's awesome. Honestly, I hate to tell you this, man. We've had people who watch from the UAE before. Hang on one second. Oh, Thomas, that was supposed to be my cue. Sorry. So we've had people who've watched from the Middle East, from the UAE. So it's definitely not common, but hope you're doing great over there. Let me do this for Thomas so we can check the box.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Okay. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. At Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Remember, new year, a lot of people, if you're on your weight loss journey, Unique Physique can help. Semaglutide, tirzepatides, the weight loss injections, the weight loss shots you hear people talk about. No contracts, lowest prices. You can do the whole thing over telemed, and they can ship your medicine anywhere in the country. So check them out at uniquephysique.com. All right. Hey, whoops. Brent, good morning. Did I lose my spot? I did lose my spot. Hang on. Here we go. Hey, Derek, good morning. Hope the Saints get an offensive minded coach. Your thoughts or preference? Yeah, Derek, that's been my point all along. Young, offensive minded coach. It's not specific to the Saints in this instance. I tend to believe that when you do something that doesn't work, you go the opposite direction. If you have a player's coach and it doesn't work, you probably want to go with more of a disciplinarian and vice versa. It's not to say that that's fail-proof. It's just kind of what tends to happen. So you just had a veteran retread defensive coach with ties to your organization. I think you need to go separate from your organization with a young offensive-minded coach. That's kind of what's working in the NFL now anyway. Hey, Brian, good morning. Bailey, I think Kingsbury would be okay. Murray is a problem in Arizona. I mean, turns out Kliff Kingsbury is a good coach. It's hard to win at Texas Tech. Like, you're never going to have the resources to win at Texas Tech. Ready for some sun and golf over here? Not here, man. Charlie, good morning. Brad, good morning. What's a worse job, Raiders or Saints? I mean, as much as you hate to say it, probably the Saints. Neither team has a franchise quarterback, but the Raiders cap situation, the Raiders have $112 million in cap space this year. That's second only behind New England. The Saints, as we've chronicled, are dead last right now at negative 60. They're $63 million over the cap. So the Raiders have $112 million to spend. They got the number. They've got the number 6 pick. So you got a better draft pick at 6. You got $112 million in cap space. I mean, you're in a division with Mahomes. I mean, the other 3 teams in the Raiders division all made the playoffs with the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Broncos. So that's a downside for the Raiders, but it's a better job. And Tom Brady's a minority owner, and so he can call around too. And the Saints are the worst job available. It just is. It's a small market. It's the worst cap situation. You don't have a franchise quarterback. You've got a years-long rebuild from cap and roster situation. It doesn't check a lot of boxes, man. Jason, good morning. Dropped off the pralines. Enjoy Lady Jag is an awesome person. She's the best, man. That's mama. She's mama to everybody up there. So thank you so much, man. I'm sure I'll get them when I get in this morning. So thank you so much for that. That's awesome. I'll let you know how it goes. Thomas, snowing in northern Alabama. No thanks, man. Brad, what about Kingsbury record at Texas Tech? He was not that impressive. So that's a point I always make about Kingsbury. You will, first of all, college and the NFL are completely different realities. But you will never have the resources to win big at Texas Tech. And it's a completely different game because you have to recruit a roster. You have to go recruit a roster, and that was pre-NIL. In the NFL, you are drafting and going in free agency, and there's a salary cap. It's more about coaching X's and O's. Yes, of course, the Jimmies and Joes matter. Like, you have to have a player personnel department. But my point is, it's not like, oh, we have a better facility and, like Alabama, LSU, Georgia. Like, they're recruiting at a completely different level than Texas Tech ever will. You're never going to have the players rolling through at Texas Tech to compete at the highest level. So you could point that out, or I could point out, okay, well, he was the quarterback's coach in OC in at USC when Caleb Williams won a Heisman. He was the quarterback's coach in OC at Texas A&M when Johnny Manziel won a Heisman. He's coaching Jaden Daniels this year when Jaden's going to win NFL Rookie of the Year and got him into the playoffs. Like, he was the head coach at the Cardinals when they went from 5 wins to 8 wins to 11 wins and made the playoffs. So I think Kingsbury gets a bad rap from a lot of people. Please smash the like button if you would. Hey, Rusty, meeting tomorrow. So our initial proposal was rejected. So we're sort of regrouping and have a meeting tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get good news. Hey, Earl, good morning from the deer stand, 25 degrees in North Mississippi. No, thank you. Chris, good morning. Cisco, what's good, man? Hope you and the family are doing great. Guy Brooks, good morning. Oh, Cisco. I showed my mother-in-law Wendy's picture that we took at Don Juan, and she said, I do remember, with an exclamation point. So anyway, please tell Wendy that my mother-in-law, Tanya, remembered her from Bishop Sullivan. Hope y'all had a great Christmas, man. Guy Brooks, good morning. Will be your choice for head coach? Ben Johnson, but I don't know that that's realistic. He'll have options, and New Orleans isn't the best option. Hey, Big Sean, good morning. Who do you think will realistically hire? I think if they go defense, Aaron Glenn. If they go offense, Joe Brady. To answer your question, that's a good question. Just say realistically, what do I think? Realistically, that's what I think. Hey, Jeff, good morning. Stephen Stokes, good morning. Good day for hydrogen and water to begin the day. Always, man. And it's better if you take your Evermore. Take your Evermore, which is natural artesian water. So take from an artesian well. Take your Evermore, put it into your hydrogen water bottle. Rocky, is there a retread out there you'd be excited about? Kingsbury. Hunter Broadhead, good morning. Chris P, good morning. Robbie, Matt, in my opinion, I think Zion's one of the biggest busts in the NBA because he plays one game, the next game he isn't playing. So I actually don't mind that Zion didn't play last night. He had been out for 2 months. He played. It was the second of a back-to-back. I'm okay bringing him along slowly. In this instance, if you want to talk about Zion being a bust because of his inability to stay healthy and take care of his body, and so he just hasn't been on the floor, fine. But when he's been on the floor, he's awesome. I mean, he's a career 26-6 guy, so he's been awesome. He has been worthy of the number one pick when he's on the floor. He's just not on the floor enough. And should they fire Marcus Freeman? I'm sorry, I'm looking at this Marcus Freeman comment from Patrick. Should they fire Willie Green? Yes, that's an inevitability. That's going to happen. I don't know why they don't do it now. Try to see how this core group of players plays with some different direction. Gary, good morning. Barry, good morning. Patrick Gamorgan, stay warm. Think Penn State beats Notre Dame tonight, despite I like Marcus Freeman as a great representative for that school. Brought back the pregame mass. Sorry to Notre Dame. Hail State. Patrick, did they ever stop doing a pregame mass as a team? I mean, that's something I thought they've always done at Notre Dame. There at the Basilica, which is beautiful, by the way. It's so interesting. I mean, South Bend is not exactly a happening place, but Notre Dame's campus is gorgeous. The Golden Dome, which is the administration building, Touchdown Jesus, which is the Hesburgh Library, which really is kind of an ugly building. It's just an old, rectangular building, but the mural, the Touchdown Jesus mural on the Hesburgh Library is gorgeous. The lakes around Notre Dame are gorgeous. The grotto is gorgeous. The basilica is gorgeous. I mean, there's a lot of really beautiful architecture, and when it's snowing, it's just covered in snow and black ice all the time. It's terrible, but it's why it's kind of crazy. Anyway, Dale, first factory meals arriving Monday. What are some of your favorite choices? So I like there's one it's like a chicken thigh and mushroom mixture with a little bit of like dirty rice in there. I love that one. They have a pork chop that I really like a lot too, Dale. I do the keto one. So most of mine and low cal. So most of mine, Dale, are chicken and pork. Like I think sometimes I'll change it up. They have like a beef bolognese that I'll eat, but that's got noodles in it. I try not to eat the noodles, so I don't get that one often. But I mean, they're all good, honestly. I haven't had one yet that I don't like. I'm like, I never order that again. And by the way, that's an unpaid endorse. Like, I don't get paid by Factor. I don't have trade with Factor. I pay for my Factor meals every week. That's what I eat. Kobe, good morning. Quentin Breakbill, good morning. Do you expect big things for baseball? I mean, I think this baseball team, if they're not in Omaha, it's a massive disappointment. You've got a ton of productivity returning. You went in the portal and you got tons of arms. You have depth on your pitching staff, which you didn't have a year ago. You had a lot of arms last year. You didn't have enough quality arms. You've got depth, you had numbers and quality this year. And adding Danny Dickinson, Milam back, Larson back, Brown back, Pearson back, Jones back. I mean, we'll see who's catching for you day one. My guess is Blaze Priester. I mean, yeah. Yeah, they should be. Mark, Pelicans lost bad. I was actually listening to the game. I was listening to Graf on the call. And at one point, I'm late. This is why Todd Graffinini is so great. I need to get Musso to go pull this. But at one point, Graf goes, they've made 4 in a row. They can't miss. Pop the champagne. Eve Messi rebound. So, like, the Trailblazers who scored 75 points in the first half. Anyway, it was hilarious. So he just deadpans, like, because it's so bad. And like Portland shot, I think, 75% from the floor in the first half or something like that. It was bonkers. All right. Now, Mark said never draft a Notre Dame player in the NFL draft, Book or Isaiah Foskey. Yeah, there's that. And then there's also Harrison Smith. Isn't that who it is? The safety. The safety from the Ravens, who's an all-pro and awesome, and I would love right now. And there's Mike McGlinchey and I'm blanking on all. I could see them all right now. I'm blanking on their names. All the offensive linemen that they've churned out under BK. There's been plenty of good Notre Dame players. Got to draft the right ones. The Saints haven't drafted the right ones at a lot of different positions. So anyway, all right, it's 7:48. I am late. I got to go. Y'all please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. All of our great sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube and tagged on Facebook. Hey, I'm posting one more time in the chat the Best of Baton Rouge voting link. Please, please, please go vote for Parish Construction and Roofing. I would be so grateful if you would do this. It's easy. It's free to do. It'll take you less than 30 seconds. Just click the link, hit Home and Garden, go to Roofing, and select Parish Construction and Roofing. I would be so immensely grateful if you would vote for us. It would be really awesome recognition for us if we could get something like that. So please help if you can. All right. Locked on LSU's live, AFR 3. We'll see you. Peace, y'all. Have a great day.